Let's be really honest, creating something original it's hard. It's difficult, not gonna lie. And so what the majority of us do is we lovingly, respectfully copy. We look at other people's work. At the very minimum, we let it influence us. At the maximum, we kind of pull things directly and then tweak, change, and modify it to be our own. But what if I told you that looking at other people's work is actually hindering you and it's limiting what you're capable of creatively? I truly believe from the bottom of my heart there are 5 good reasons for you to limit your exposure and stop looking at other people's work. First up, by not looking at other people's work, you're gonna actually be able to develop your own creative style. So often we are influenced by what's popular or what is accepted, and that kind of limits what we're capable of because we're trying to fit into a box. But your creativity doesn't need to fit into a box. And by limiting your exposure to other people's creative work, you might actually start creating that unique style that represents you that people start flocking to you for. The second problem with looking at other people's work is that it limits your problem-solving skills and your ability to grow those problem-solving skills. Imagine that every time you had some sort of issue creatively that you needed to solve, you just looked for a play out of somebody else's playbook. You looked at how they designed it and fixed it, and you went ahead and just applied that. Well, you're limiting your own abilities to problem solve in the future. You're actually making yourself more dependent on other people's designs. The problem with that is there will come a time when you have to think outside of the box. You have to think of a way to solve a problem that maybe hasn't been solved, and you won't have the ability or the capacity to do so because you haven't been exercising those problem-solving muscles. In a very similar way, when you stop looking at other people's work, you end up protecting yourself from subconsciously copying their work directly. Doesn't matter whether you're writing a song, painting a picture, or designing a mobile application, if you have immersed yourself in other people's work, subconsciously your brain is just going to use those solutions for this solution. Directly copying other people is never satisfying, and it's even worse when you realize that you didn't even mean to, it just happens subconsciously in the background without you thinking about it. Another added benefit of staying away from other people's work and only focusing on your own is that you get to sidestep that potential imposter syndrome or discouragement that comes when you compare your work to other people's work. When we compare our work to other people's work, we have this tendency to mold and model our work to look more like their work because we are insecure in where we're currently at and the skill sets that we've attained. When I focus on my work and only my work, the only person I have to compare myself to is yesterday's version of me. And as long as I'm getting better, I'm staying motivated, I am proud of myself, I am excited. But the minute I start comparing my work to other people's work, the danger of that imposter syndrome starts to come into play. And lastly, when you don't look at other people's work, you can push yourself to do unique, off-the-wall, out-of-the-box things that you might have been scared to do before, or maybe you just didn't even realize you could do because you were so fixated on the box, on the regulations, on the rules that you think you need to abide by. This means you get to charge forward and be creative in a direction maybe you never would have before because you were so attuned to the direction that other people were going. So you get to push your boundaries, push the boundaries, and push forward and improve your craft. All in all, I think it's a great idea to take a step back every once in a while and keep yourself from looking at other people's work. See what actually stirs up in you creatively, see how you sharpen your problem-solving skills, grow in confidence and joy, and just take that time to focus on you for a bit. There's always a time and a place to be influenced and find inspiration, but there's also a time to be influenced, inspired by the work that you do. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. I do lots of videos about design, development, and creativity just like this one. So make sure you hit the bell notification icon so you know when more videos like this one come out. I hope you're having an amazing week, designing amazing things, making amazing things, and pushing your boundaries and focusing on your craft. We'll see you in the next one.